osteoarthritist reveals the 4 best vitamins for muscles, preventing muscle atrophy in the elderly. Restoring leg strength. Have you ever been startled awake by a cramping calf in the middle of the night, hurting so much you had to turn on the light and rub your leg until morning? Have you ever stepped down a familiar stair and suddenly felt your knees shake, forcing you to hold on to the railing for fear of falling right in front of your little grandchild? If the answer is yes, please don't be quick to blame yourself with "I'm old." I have to accept it. I don't accept that. And I believe you don't either. As a specialist doctor in orthopedics with over 15 years of experience, I have measured the muscle density of thousands of elderly people. The results surprised me. Out of every 10 people over 65 years old, up to 4 lose more than 20% of their leg muscle mass, leading to cramps, leg tremors, falls, and worst of all, gradually losing the ability to live independently. The good news is, muscles can still revive, even when you are 70 or 80 years old, but only when given the right key, the micronutrients that most elderly Americans are severely lacking. Not painkillers, not expensive foods, but exactly 4 essential vitamins that you are about to learn about. This video will not stop at vague advice. I will point out which vitamins restore nutrient-starved muscle fibers so your feet stop shaking when you stand up, which vitamins prevent nighttime spasms so your sleep stays uninterrupted until morning, which vitamins help blood vessels nourish knees and ankles with strong circulation so you can confidently climb stairs and hold your spouse's hand while walking without fear of stumbling. And most importantly, a very simple combination method, but few do it correctly, so your body absorbs fully without wasting a single milligram. If you long for an additional 5, 10, or even 20 years of steady walking, don't miss this video. Comment number 1 below and join me now to discover the 4 best vitamins for muscles, because every day you delay causes your precious muscle mass to waste away a little more. And I don't want to see you next time in a wheelchair just because today you missed these 4 natural doses. First, vitamin D, the light key that keeps elderly legs steady. Vitamin D, a seemingly familiar name, yet it is one of the most silently important factors determining the strength of your legs as you enter your 60s and 70s. You may have heard that vitamin D is good for bones, but what few tell you is, vitamin D not only helps strengthen bones, but also keeps muscles functioning properly, maintains knee joint flexibility, and makes every step you take stable. It acts like a biological switch. If sufficient, you feel light, your steps are steady, you sleep well, and don't experience cramps in the middle of the night. But if deficient, you will notice subtle signs: weakening legs, slower reflexes, poor balance, and even minor bumps can cause sharp ankle pain or knees to become less flexible than before. Vitamin D deficiency is common among the elderly, especially during cold winter months when sunlight is weak and outdoor activity declines. According to statistics, nearly 50% of Americans over 65 live with an unrecognized deficiency of vitamin D. What's the consequence? Muscles, especially around the hips and legs, become noticeably weak. The risk of falling doubles or even triples because the body no longer controls reflexes well. Bones become brittle and prone to osteoporosis. Knees stiffen, making it hard to stand up or sit down. Sleep is disturbed by sudden cramps at night. You wake up feeling sore all over, as if you had walked a long distance despite just sleeping overnight. But the good news is, once your body receives enough vitamin D, everything gradually changes. Vitamin D helps absorb calcium and phosphorus better, two essential minerals that nourish bones and joints to be strong and slow down osteoporosis in knees and ankles. It activates smooth muscle contraction mechanisms, helping you stand firmly without shaking. It promotes blood circulation down to your heels and toes, significantly reducing numbness and cramps. Not only that, vitamin D positively affects mood, helping older adults feel optimistic and ready to move without fear of activity. These changes don't happen overnight, but day by day you will notice lighter steps, deeper sleep, and more stable mental health. So how do you safely and effectively supplement vitamin D? First of all, spend 15 to 20 minutes each morning in gentle sunlight, ideally before 9 aswama or after 4 p.m. Natural sunlight helps the body synthesize vitamin D completely free of charge. If you live in low sunlight areas or during cold winters, supplement through foods like salmon, sardines, egg yolks, sun-exposed mushrooms, fortified milk, or cereals enriched with micronutrients. In cases of clear deficiency, doctors may prescribe supplements with recommended doses from 800 to 1,000 IU/day for people over 65 years old. Note that for better absorption, you should take vitamin D along with magnesium, calcium, and a small amount of vitamin K2, the factors that help maximize vitamin D's effectiveness without improper accumulation in the body. You may not see vitamin D itself, but you will clearly feel the difference when it's sufficient. That's when you stand up without staggering, step out without holding walls, sleep through the night without waking from calf cramps. That's when you feel your body grateful for listening to it and caring for it properly. And that's when you realize just a small change, gentle and consistent every day, is enough to keep your legs strong, frees them, and adds many more active years. It's what you deserve at this age. Second, vitamin B12, the invisible current that helps your legs stay upright. You may not know that vitamin B12, a tiny micronutrient, plays an extremely important role in the health of elderly legs. If vitamin D is the key to bones and muscles, then vitamin B12 is the nerve signal that nurtures stability, balance, and the feeling of control in every step you take. When the body is young, it can absorb vitamin B12 from food quite easily. But when entering the 60s, the digestive system begins to change, especially the stomach lining and reduced digestive acid levels, which significantly impair B12 absorption. This leads to a silent deficiency many people do not even realize. And the consequences are not just fatigue or dizziness, but also directly impact your legs. I clearly remember the case of Mr. Richard, 74 years old, living in Wisconsin. He came to see me because recently he felt his steps were less stable than before. He said, "I don't have leg pain, but it feels like my legs aren't mine. Every few steps, I lose my sense of direction." I examined his knees. No damage. Checked bone density. Still normal. But when we did blood tests, we found something surprising. His vitamin B12 level was nearly critically low. Vitamin B12 deficiency damages the protective sheath around nerves, called myelin. Then signals from the brain no longer transmit accurately to muscles. As a result, you feel numbness in your legs, loss of balance, easy tripping, or unexplained leg weakness. Many confuse this with peripheral neuropathy or joint degeneration, while actually it's prolonged B12 deficiency. Besides affecting movement, vitamin B12 is directly related to red blood cell production, thus impacting blood circulation down to hands and feet. People lacking B12 often have cold feet, slightly bluish soles, or nighttime cramps. Prolonged deficiency can lead to irreversible nerve damage. Fortunately, after receiving proper B12 supplementation combined with protein-rich foods and dietary guidance, Mr. Richard felt a clear difference within just 4 weeks. At follow-up, he said, "Not only do I walk more steadily now, but also sleep better and wake up without leg fatigue." So, how do you supplement vitamin B12 properly? First, know that B12 is abundant in animal-based foods like eggs, beef liver, salmon, mackerel, milk, and cheese. However, if you have been vegetarian for many years or taking stomach acid reducers like omeprazole, your risk of deficiency is very high. In such cases, doctors may recommend supplements or periodic injections, especially if you already experience numbness in legs, loss of balance, or unexplained fatigue. Safe doses for elderly usually range from 500 to 1,000 mcg day, depending on deficiency, severity, and absorption ability. Take in the morning on an empty stomach and avoid drinking strong tea or coffee at the same time. Vitamin B12 not only helps you walk more steadily, but also keeps your memory sharp, mental clarity high, and protects your motor nervous system properly. Therefore, don't wait until you fall to find out why. Start controlling from the smallest things, because strong legs begin with small signals you often overlook. Third, vitamin E, the shield protecting muscles from silent degeneration. Some things happen quietly in the body without us realizing, like how muscles silently weaken over the years, not with sharp pain, but with small moments, trembling when standing up, getting short of breath, climbing stairs, legs feeling heavy like wearing lead after walking a bit. And sometimes, the culprit is not age, but a deficiency of an important nutrient, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that acts as a biological shield protecting muscle cells from damage by free radicals, harmful molecules produced as we age, during mild inflammation or stress, or from poor diet. For the elderly, free radicals increase with age, and if not neutralized, they damage muscle fibers, causing weakness, stiffness, cramps, or soreness, even after light activity. I have met many people over 65 complaining they feel tired legs or sharp calf pain after just a few steps, even though they don't do heavy work. In many cases, they are not deficient in calcium or protein, but vitamin E deficient. Without enough E, the body cannot repair micro-damage in muscles. Muscle fibers suffer tiny tears with every movement, but don't heal properly, leading to pain, soreness, and heavy legs. One of my patients, Mrs. Grace, 71 years old, once said something I still remember. "Doctor, you know, I eat normally and walk every morning, but recently every step feels like it's being pulled backward." After testing and adjusting her diet to include vitamin E supplements. Just 1 month later, she returned with a bright face saying, "I can walk farther now and no longer feel calf pain." Besides its role for muscles, vitamin E helps maintain elasticity of blood vessels and supports circulation to limbs, especially feet and toes, where blood flow often weakens in older adults. When blood doesn't flow enough, feet get cold, numb, or cramp at night. Proper nourishment restores warmth and flexibility. Vitamin E also benefits skin health, vision, and supports immune system, helping elderly fight mild infections and improve quality of life. But most importantly, it is essential for protecting the remaining muscle mass worn down by years. Hearing all this, you probably think vitamin E sounds amazing, right? If so, please comment number 1. Next, I will show you the most effective way to supplement vitamin E. Instead of rushing to pills immediately, you can start with food sources: almonds, sunflower seeds, avocado, olive oil, spinach, asparagus, and salmon are all natural sources of vitamin E that are easily absorbed and safe. For those over 60 years old, the recommended amount is usually 15 grams a day. But if you have absorption issues or poor appetite, doctors may suggest slightly higher doses via supplements. However, avoid prolonged overdosing because vitamin E is fat-soluble. It does not flush out quickly like vitamin C. Consider vitamin E as a silent friend, not loud nor flashy, but always present to repair, protect, and preserve your most precious asset, strength and steadiness in every step. And one day when you wake up, stand up and walk without calf pain. Know that an invisible shield has silently done its good work. Fourth, vitamin C, the nutrient that rebuilds collagen for knee joints at age 60. Many people think that vitamin C is only a vitamin to boost immunity. Some even believe it has nothing to do with bones, joints, or muscles. One of my patients once said, "I'm old. I don't need to take vitamin C anymore because I don't need to boost my immunity." But the truth is, this misunderstanding causes millions of elderly people to overlook a crucial nutrient for their legs and knee joints. Vitamin C not only helps prevent colds, it is an essential factor for the body to produce collagen, the important component that forms cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and muscle tissues. Every time you bend your knee, rotate your ankle, or simply stand up from a chair, all require the smooth support of collagen. If lacking vitamin C, collagen production is disrupted. Cartilage weakens, leading to degeneration, pain, and difficulty moving. I once treated a 69-year-old female patient who had suffered dull knee pain for many months. She used painkillers, calcium supplements, and even joint injections, but her condition did not improve. Only when we tested micronutrients and found she was severely deficient in vitamin C did I suggest a simple change. Increase vitamin C intake through fresh foods and mild daily supplements. Less than a month later, she returned looking fresher and said, "My legs still hurt a bit, but for the first time in weeks, I climbed 3 steps without holding my husband's hand." That's the power of vitamin C, not flashy or immediate, but helping silently and sustainably rebuild the natural cushioning layers in knee and ankle joints. Additionally, vitamin C boosts iron absorption, an essential mineral for oxygen transport to muscles. Those lacking vitamin C often feel leg fatigue after walking, easily exhausted doing light tasks, and often experience numbness when sitting long. Moreover, vitamin C is a natural anti-inflammatory agent helping soothe chronic inflammation in joints, very common in people over 60, especially those with rheumatoid arthritis history or osteoarthritis. Therefore, instead of thinking vitamin C is just for young people catching colds, treat it as a nutrient that renews the lifespan of your knee joints. An orange a day, a salad with red bell peppers, a cup of warm water with fresh lemon in the morning, or a small supplement pill 500 to 1,000 mg a day is enough for most elderly. That's all you need to nourish the collagen that gradually depletes over time. Collagen cannot regrow without vitamin C, like you cannot rebuild a bridge without cement. And if you've begun hearing creaking knees or less flexible steps, or mild swelling each morning, maybe it's not because you're getting older, but because your body lacks materials to repair itself. Give your body what it needs before it speaks to you through pain. And vitamin C is the simplest, most affordable gift, but capable of extending the active life of your knee joints by many more years. Don't wait until you can't climb the 3rd step before thinking about it. You see, sometimes just 4 small silent vitamins are enough to help muscles recover, reduce cramps, and keep your legs walking steadily for many more years. But nutrition alone isn't enough. Health doesn't come from one meal, but from habits repeated every day, especially before bedtime, when the body enters its deepest recovery state. And here is what I always emphasize with my elderly patients. How you prepare for sleep will determine the quality of your legs the next morning. If daytime is when we nourish ourselves with food, then nighttime is when we need to soothe our bodies, support blood circulation, soften tired muscle groups after a long day. Just 15 minutes before sleep, with 3 simple practices I will soon share. You'll be surprised how much fewer cramps you have, how much softer your calves feel, and how much easier it is to get up in the morning. Let's explore now 3 extremely gentle yet effective evening habits practiced by people aged 70, 80 who truly noticed real differences. First habit: soaking feet in warm salt water. What do you usually do before going to bed? Please comment and share below. I've noticed many people, especially after age 60, often have the habit of scrolling on their phones, reading news, or sitting sighing before turning off the lights. They say that the older they get, the harder it is to sleep. But few think about taking care of their feet a little before putting them on the bed. Actually, there is a very simple thing that I always advise my patients to do. Soak their feet in warm salt water for 15 minutes every night. It sounds familiar, even a bit old-fashioned. But this is one of the best ways to improve blood circulation down to the feet, especially at night, the time when your body transitions from activity to rest, and muscles need gentle relaxation to recover after a long day supporting the body. Epsom salt, the common salt found in stores in the US, contains magnesium sulfate, a mineral that naturally relaxes muscles, reduces spasms and cramps, and helps stabilize electrolytes in the body, which is very important for elderly people who often suffer mild dehydration and poor circulation in their legs. When you soak your feet in warm water for about 15 minutes, blood vessels under the skin dilate. More blood flows to nourish your feet. Your feet warm up and soften. And thanks to this, sleep comes more gently without waking from calf cramps or numbness on the soles at midnight. Some ask me, "Doctor, does just soaking feet really have any effect?" I smile and answer, try it for 7 consecutive days and your feet will tell you. You don't need a sauna room or massage chair. Just a basin of warm water, 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt, and 15 quiet minutes every evening is enough for your feet to feel cared for, relaxed, and ready for deep recovery overnight. Try making a change. Instead of scrolling on your phone until your eyes hurt, soak your feet. Instead of falling asleep with cold, stiff, and tired feet, let your feet breathe first. Second habit: drinking warm honey water. There is a small habit I often recommend to my elderly patients every night, a simple thing that many at first don't believe has any effect: drinking a glass of warm water mixed with honey before bed. Not strong tea, not tonic medicine, just a spoonful of honey blended into half a cup of warm water. Gentle, mildly sweet, and soothing like a comforting hug for your tired body. Why honey? Because honey not only helps gently stabilize blood sugar at night, but also contains trace minerals such as potassium and magnesium that help muscles relax rhythmically while you sleep. It also soothes the nervous system and supports deep sleep, something elderly people often lack. And when you sleep deeply enough, the muscles in your legs relax more. Experience fewer cramps. And the next morning, you can get out of bed without the usual calf stiffness. I once cared for an 80-year-old gentleman named Walter, a former naval officer. He came for a checkup not because of serious illness, but simply said, "I can't sleep, and every time I wake up, my legs feel as stiff as rotten wood. I fear mornings." We checked him thoroughly. Nothing dangerous was found. But when I probed deeper, I realized he lived alone, ate irregularly, often skipped dinner, and had almost no bedtime relaxation routine. So besides some nutritional advice, I told him one simple thing: tonight and the nights after that, 30 minutes before bed, make yourself a glass of warm water with honey. Sip it slowly. Sit down. Do nothing else. Just breathe lightly and think about something you are grateful for today. 2 weeks later, he returned carrying a jar of wild honey to give me as a gift. He said, "Since drinking honey water, I've been sleeping better. And in the morning, I can walk around the yard several times without holding on to walls." That statement meant more to me than any medicine ever could. And so does it to you. You don't have to do anything grand to care for your legs or your sleep. Just a glass of warm water with a little honey and a moment of quiet before bed, to remind your body that you're still here, you still care, and you're doing something kind for yourself, even if it's just a very small action. Third habit, foot sole massage. Have you ever massaged the soles of your feet? If yes, please comment yes, or if not, comment number 3. There's something I want to share with you. After soaking your feet in warm water and drinking a gentle sip of honey water, there's still one small thing. A simple action I always want older adults to maintain every night before bed. Foot sole massage. You might think, "I'm old. My feet are too worn out for massage." But actually, the soles of your feet contain hundreds of nerve endings connected to various organs in your body. And it is also where blood circulation is most often sluggish in older adults. Therefore, when you spend a few minutes gently rubbing, kneading, and lightly pressing the soles of your feet, not only are your legs relaxed, but your whole body also feels a unique sense of relief. Mrs. Helen, 76 years old, lives in Michigan. She often suffered from insomnia and frequently woke up at night due to cramps in her soles or calves. Although she took calcium and drank enough water, her sleep was still restless. I asked, "Do you ever massage your feet before sleeping?" She laughed and said, "That's something only young people at spas do. I'm too old for that." But I still advised her to try it. No help needed. Just every night before lying down, sit on the edge of the bed and use 2 fingers to gently circle from heel up to the ball of the foot, lightly pressing points as if waking up tiny muscle areas that have fallen asleep. At first, she felt embarrassed, but after a week, she called me laughing and said, "Now I sleep through the whole night, doctor. I feel like my feet are being loved again." And indeed, it is so. Massage not only helps blood flow to extremities, but also relieves pressure on foot sole nerves, significantly reducing numbness, cold feet sensations, and those dull nighttime cramps. You don't need complicated techniques. Just use your thumbs to make circular motions on the ball of your foot, or use your palm to stroke from heel to toes for about 2 to 3 minutes each side. If you have soothing oils like coconut oil, olive oil, or lavender, essential oil, that's even better. But if not just your hands are enough, try making foot sole massage a little nightly ritual before sleep. It not only makes your feet softer and warmer, but also lightens your mind. Then the next morning when you step out of bed, you will experience something that seems very luxurious at this age. I can walk without pain. Dear friend, we cannot turn back time to become younger, but we can take proactive steps to keep our legs steady every day, starting from what seems like small things. Just by supplementing enough of 4 essential vitamins, such as vitamin D for strong bones, vitamin B12 supporting nerve conduction, vitamin E protecting muscles, and vitamin C regenerating collagen, you have given your body powerful tools to prevent cramps, combat muscle loss, and maintain independent walking ability. And don't forget the 3 simple yet very effective evening habits. Soak your feet in warm water with a little salt to relax blood vessels. Drink a glass of honey water to nourish muscles and sleep more deeply. Massage the soles of your feet to awaken blood flow and the warm sensation in your feet. No need for major changes. Just be consistent. Because your feet deserve to be loved, and you still deserve to walk steadily, freely, and actively, even at 60, 70, or 80 years old. If you find today's sharing useful, please comment. Number 1, don't hesitate to hit like, so I know you're still here. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss simple yet useful health tips. And share the video with relatives or friends, because maybe just a small reminder is enough to help someone walk steadier tomorrow. Taking care of your feet is taking care of your whole life. See you again in the next video.